Today I'll be doing Learning Unit 4 and 5. So basically Learning Unit 4 is all about the subsidiary journals. So today we're going to be doing subsidiary journals. So there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8. So the first one is the Business Cash Receipt Journal. So what is it used for? It's used to record business receipts. So this is the Business Cash Receipts Journal. And then there is a Business Cash Payment Journal. So the Business Cash Payment Journal is used for recording business payments. And there is a Trust Cash Receipts Journal. It used to record trust receipts. And there is a Trust Cash Payment Journal. It is used to record trust payments. There is a Fees Journal used to record fees charged to clients. There is a Sheriff's Journal. It is used to record for recording of costs incurred on behalf of clients for using the service of a sheriff. Advocates Journal is used for recording costs incurred on behalf of clients for using service of an attorney, and there is a General Journal. So guys, be aware that the Sheriff's Journal and the Advocates Journal, those ones will be doing, I think when we're doing Learning Unit, when we're looking at correspondence. So the last Learning Unit of FAC 1503 is correspondence. And when we do correspondence, we'll be doing, you'll learn more about the Sheriff's Journal and the Advocates Journal. So these two will be doing on the last Learning Unit, which is correspondence. So basically for this Learning Unit 4, you need to understand what do you record in your Business Cash Receipts Journal. So an example would be receipts from clients for service rendered, receipts from clients for payments of cost, fee charged to a correspondent, which is in the last Learning Unit. I spoke about correspondence, and then interest received. So basically the Business Cash Receipts Journal is for all those cash transaction that the business, a cash transaction, which means money, all the money coming into the bank account, all the cash transactions coming into the bank account of the business. And then there is a Business Cash Payment Journal. That's where there will be bank charges, interest paid, printing cost, rent, telephone cost, entertainment cost, water, electricity. So basically the Business Cash Payment Journal is where all the cash payment that the business makes to its external parties, like where they pay their rent, their telephone. So this is all the cash payments that the business makes during the course of running the business. So those cash payments are recorded in your Business Cash Payment Journal. And then there's a Trust Cash Receipts Journal. So in your Trust Cash Receipts Journal, you will record amounts received on behalf of correspondent. So basically, guys, the trust, I need to explain to you because I think Learning Unit, if not 6 or 7, talks about the trust accounts. So basically, what do you record in your Trust Cash Receipts Journal? So in your Trust cash receipts journal, you will be recording all the monies that has been received on behalf of your client. So basically, when it comes to trust account, I'll give you a scenario. So in a trust account, what happens is the attorney will receive money from one of their clients in advance. So when I say the attorney will receive money in advance, so it's the money that the attorney will receive before the attorney has performed the work on behalf of their client. So for example, if I'm the attorney and I'm receiving money from Palesa, Palesa is saying is transferring let's say, for example, 10,000, and Palesa is saying within the next 2 years, for example, you know, something will happen and there'll be a legal issue within the next 2 years. But as my attorney, I'm transferring 10,000 in advance. So that 10,000, because I'm the attorney and I haven't performed the work. I have not performed the work. I have not performed the work as yet. So that money that I received from my client, that money, I will record that in my trust cash receipts journal because I have not performed the work as yet on behalf of my client. So that money will go to my trust cash receipts journal because I have not performed the work as yet. Once, so that money will stay in that trust account up until I have performed the work as an attorney. And then in learning unit, I think it's 6 or 7, we'll be going into detail regarding a transfer journal. What is a transfer procedure? So when I've performed the work as the attorney, then the transfer journal will come in. Money will come out of the trust cash receipts journal and it will go to the business cash receipts journal because now I have performed the work. So the journal is called the transfer journal, whereby I've performed the work as the attorney. Money will come out of the trust cash receipts. So it will be in your trust cash payment journal as outgoing money. It will go into my trust cash receipts journal. It will go into the business cash receipts journal. It will go to the business cash receipts journal. So that is called the transfer procedure. That is called the transfer procedure, but that will go into detail. I think it's in learning unit 6. And then the trust cash payment journal is for all the payments that is done regarding the trust. So for example, investment of client's fund, payment of third parties on instruction of the client. So remember guys, when it comes to the trust, when money is recorded by the attorney into the trust account, are released only by the instruction of the client. So when you look at the trust cash payment journal, the examples would be investment of client's funds, payment of third parties on instruction of the client, payment of expenses, as determined by the client for a specific purpose, transfer of money from the trust bank account to the business bank account. So basically now, this is what I just explained to you, the last point, transfer of money from the trust bank account to the business bank account. So this is called the transfer procedure, the transfer journal. That will go in detail with us in learning unit. I think will be learning unit 6 or 7. So basically, this is the trust cash payment journal. So the fees journal. So what is the fees journal? The fees journal is whereby myself as an attorney have invoiced. I have now invoiced my client. So in the example that I did previously to say that when I receive money in advance from my client, but I haven't performed the work as yet. When I have performed the work on behalf of my client, then I will issue an invoice. And that invoice, I will record that invoice in the fees journal. I will record the fees. So what is recorded in the fees journal? It is all the fees charged for service rendered. That is the fees journal. So I'm going to jump to the general journal. So the general journal, you record a unique journal entries that cannot be processed by any other journals. So for example, in your general journal, you will record all the transactions that are not recorded in your business cash receipts journal, that are not recorded in your business cash payment journal, all the transactions that are not recorded in your trust cash receipts journal, all the transactions that are not recorded in your trust cash payment journal, all the transactions that does not form part of the fees journal, they will be recorded in your general journal. For example, depreciation, interest charged on client accounts, and correction of errors. So those you will record in your general journal. So basically, now I want to show you what entries. So specifically for this learning unit, there is entries that you will be recording only. Those entries you'll be recording in the general journal. So in learning unit 4, I think it's page 21. So on page 21, this is all on page 21. This is all the entries that will be recorded in your general journal. So the following examples are typical transactions entered in the general journal. Number 1, the purchase of consumable goods such as stationery on credit. Purchase of fixed assets on credit. Sale of fixed assets on credit. Transactions whereby the owner takes non-cash items from the business. For example, office computer taken for private use. Transactions whereby the owner contributes assets other than cash. Interest charged to clients' accounts that are in arrears. Closing year-end entries and other year-end transactions. So guys, please be aware that especially for this learning unit 4, make sure that you make note of these. So these are the entries that will only be going through, that will be recorded in the general journal. So these are the only entries that will be recorded in the general journals, in the general journal. The purchase of consumable goods, such as stationery being bought on credit, purchase of fixed assets on credit, sale of fixed assets on credit, transactions whereby the owner takes non-cash items from the business, so e.g. office computer taken for private use, transactions whereby the owner contributes assets other than cash, interest charges to clients' accounts that are in arrears, closing year-end entries, and other year-end adjustments. So now I want us to look at example 4.11. 4.11. And I want us to identify each transaction in which books of first entry are we recording these transactions. So the following information for July 2020 relates to SA attorneys and attorneys practice. Transactions that took place during July 2020. Number 1, paid net amount of 2,465 collected from GGen to the instructing attorneys, A South attorneys. Please mute your mics, guys. Please mute your mics. Please, your mics need to be muted, please. Please. Guys, I want us to look at example 4.11, transactions number 1. Paid the net amount. So my question is, when they said in the when the transaction states that paid, the question is, who paid? Paid the net amount of 2,465 collected from GGen to the instructing attorneys, A South attorneys. So who paid? So because we're dealing with the SA attorneys, so SA attorneys paid net amount of 2,465 collected from GGen to the instructing attorneys, A South. So SA attorneys is the SA attorneys paid a net amount of 2,465 collected from GGen to the instructing attorneys. So basically in this exercise, they're basically saying that SA attorneys is the instructed attorney. So this guy's example here relates to the last learning units, which talks about correspondence. So correspondence talks about who is the instructing attorney, who is the instructed attorney. So this one, example 1, you will, especially when you're doing learning unit 4, I don't think you'll be able to understand this more because you haven't done correspondence as yet. So you haven't done correspondence as yet. So this number 1, you'll only understand it fully when you've done the last learning unit, which is, so number one, guys, because this is regarding trust, and this is regarding collecting money on behalf of the client. So basically, SA attorney collected money on behalf of a client, and the instruction SA attorneys got it from A South attorneys. So because this relates to the client money, so this will be recorded in the trust payment journal. So this payment here will be recorded in your trust cash payment journal, because this is related to an instruction that was received from A South attorneys instructing SA South attorneys to collect money on behalf of their client. So guys, this one, you will understand it in detail when we do correspondence. But for now, this will be recorded in the trust cash payment journal, because SA South attorneys paid this amount that he collected on behalf of the instructing attorney's client. Number two, so basically, number two, paid water and electricity account of SA attorneys. So guys, where would you record number two? Where would you record? So so SA attorneys paid water and electricity for their business for 664. Where, in which books of first entry would you record this? So the option is, you could record it in the so the options is trust cash receipts journal, trust cash payment journal, business cash payment journal, fees journal, or general journal. So you've got 5 options. Where would you record this? Faith is saying CPJ, Elisha is saying general journal, and Myla is saying business cash payment journal. Guys, Southern, so remember we are doing the books of SA attorneys and attorneys practice. So SA attorneys has paid water and electricity for the business, for running the business. So if he has paid for an expense, which is water and electricity for running his business, which is SA attorneys, where would you record that transaction? So this is an expense, which is water and electricity, and that expense was paid by the business, which is SA attorneys. They paid that expense, water and electricity, for 664. So my question is, where would you record that transaction? In which books of first entry? Tepiso is saying business cash payment journal. Bali is saying business cash payment journal. I think most people are saying business cash payment journal. Guys, the answer is, well done. The answer is business. The answer is business. Yes, well done, guys. The answer is business cash payment journal. Why is it business cash payment journal? This is the business, which is SA attorney, is the business, is paying an expense, which is water and electricity, is paying the expense for SA attorneys of running the business. Do you agree with me, guys? This will be recorded in your business cash payment journal. Why business cash payment journal? Because the business, which is SA attorneys, is paying an expense, An expense, what is an expense? An expense is you pay an expense, it's cost for running the business. So water and electricity is an expense because it's a cost for running the business, which is SA attorneys. So this 664 will be recorded in the cash payment, the business, here it is, the business cash payment journal. This will be recorded in the business, in the business, in the business cash payment journal. Guys, are you happy with the answer? With the answer? So this will be business cash payment journal. Number 4, transaction number 4. SA attorneys received 7,650 from J East, which is a client, in respect of registration of a bond. It is expected that the registration will take place August 2020. So transaction number 4, what is happening there is in transaction number 4, SA attorneys received money in advance. So the registration of the bond will take place in August 2020. So this is money that SA attorneys has received in advance from one of their client, J East, in respect of registration of a bond. So where would you record this transaction? So this is money that received, but work has not been performed yet by SA attorneys. Trust, Palisa is saying trust cash receipts journal. So transaction number 4, money is received, but work is not yet done by SA attorneys. Palisa is saying trust cash receipts journal. Bali, trust cash receipts journal. Elisha, trust receipts journal. And Faith is agreeing with trust cash receipts journal. Well done, guys. Well done. This is trust cash receipts journal. Why is it recorded in the trust cash receipts journal? The 7,650 is recorded in the trust cash receipts journal because the attorney, which is SA attorneys, has not performed the work as yet. So the work will only take place in August 2020. So the registration of the bond will only take place in August. So meanwhile, work has not been performed. The monies will be recorded in the trust cash receipts journal. Let's move to transaction number 6. Paid advocate. So SA attorneys paid advocate H. Mpuma 1,100 with a trust EFT. And this was paid because advocate H. Mpuma is to act as a defense counsel for S Africa in a forthcoming court case. So where would you record this transaction? Transaction number 6. SA attorneys paid paid advocate H. Mpuma. So Elisha is saying trust payment journal. Bali is saying trust cash payment journal. So this is money Palisa is saying trust cash payment journal. Tepiso is saying trust cash payment journal. So guys, number 6 is Myla is saying trust cash payment journal. Guys, well done. This doesn't relate to SA Attorney's business transaction. This cost that SA Attorneys is paying is not for running SA Attorneys. This is a payment with regards to the client, and a trust EFT was done. So well done, guys. This is trust cash payment journal. This is trust cash payment journal 1100. This will be recorded in the trust cash payment journal. Well done on that. So transaction number 6, transaction number 9. Number 9 is there's a debit fees for 2,450 in respect of the Western divorce case to his account. So what is this saying? This is saying. So in simple terms, to just explain to you, when they said SA attorneys debited fees of 2,450 in respect of the Western divorce case to his account. Basically, this is saying SA attorneys invoiced the Western 2,450. So if this is a fee that is charged to D Western, where do you record that? This is fees that is charged to D Western. This is fees that is charged. So Pali is saying fees journal. Elisha is saying fees journal. Karabo is saying fees journal. And Palisa is saying fees journal. Guys, when an attorney's practice invoices their client for work performed, this will be recorded in your fees journal. Well done, guys. This will be recorded in the fees journal. This is it. Can you see? 2,450. This is correct. Well done. Number 13, received. SA attorneys received 3,450 from F Cape, a client who requested SA attorneys to act as his defense counsel in a forthcoming court case. Where would you record this? Transaction number 13. Received 3,450 from F Cape, a client who requested SA attorneys to act as his defense counsel in a forthcoming court case. Trust, so Palisa is saying trust cash receipts journal. Faith is saying trust cash receipts journal. Palisa and Faith are saying trust cash receipts journal. So guys, transaction number 13, please note that forthcoming court case. Forthcoming court case. Karabo is saying trust cash receipts journal. Pali is saying trust cash receipts journal. Guys, well done. And Elisha is saying business cash receipts journal. Guys, because this money is received from a client for a forthcoming court case, meaning if this is a forthcoming court case, meaning SA attorneys hasn't performed the work as yet. That is why this is recorded in your trust cash receipts journal. This is recorded in your trust cash receipts journal because this is a forthcoming court case. So this is the trust cash receipts journal because work has not been performed as yet by SA attorneys on behalf of FCAPE. That's why we're recording this in the trust cash receipts journal. And then number 4, SA attorneys paid sheriff's office 25 Rand for the delivery of assignments to N. Berry, in which books of first entry, transaction number 14. So number 14 is paid sheriffs. So guys, the options that you have is trust cash receipts journal, trust cash payment journal, business cash payment journal, fees journal, and general journal. So this is the 5 options that you have. The options that you have for transaction number 14 is this. It can be trust cash receipts journal, trust cash payment journal, business cash payment journal, fees journal, and general journal. So I can see that Palesa is saying business cash payment journal. Bali is saying business cash payment journal. Tepiso is saying fees journal. Myla is saying business cash payment journal. And Elisha is saying fees journal. So guys, transaction number 14, paid the sheriff's office 25 Rand for the delivery of assignments to N. Berry. So basically, this is regarding a payment that is paid on behalf of a client. So SA attorneys has been instructed by their client N. Berry to send to deliver assignments. So basically, guys, number 14 is SA attorneys paid sheriff's office 25 Rand for a delivery of assignments to N. Berry. So SA attorneys has been instructed by the instructing attorney to deliver to pay a sheriff 25 Rand to deliver assignments to N. Berry. So this is a payment. So this is SA attorneys is acting on making a payment to sheriff's office on behalf of the instructing attorney. So guys, please, I need you to, when you need to read this transactions carefully. You need to read SA attorneys has made a payment to the sheriff's office of 25 Rand. So in which bank account did SA attorney pay this sheriff's office 25 Rand for delivery of assignments of Simons? In which so Alicia has changed to say trust cash payment journal, Karabo is saying trust cash payment journal. Where would you record this transaction? Transaction number 14. Transaction number 14. Alicia is saying trust cash payment journal, and Karabo is saying trust cash payment journal. Faith is saying business cash payment journal. So guys, this is transaction number 14. It relates to the client. It relates to a delivery of Simons on behalf of the client. So remember, anything that has to do with the client doesn't get deducted from the business bank account. So Faith is saying business cash payment journal, and Palisa is saying trust cash payment journal. So this is, so SA Attorneys has paid the Sheriff's Office 25 Rand for the delivery of a Simons to Enberry. Guys, number 14, this relates to cost that are cost relating to the client. This is the cost incurred for performing a service on behalf of the client. So guys, well done on this. The answer is trust cash payment journal. Let me just see. Oh, so in this case, guys, because for me, I would have recorded this because this is related to the client. I would have recorded it in the trust cash payment journal. So in this scenario, SA Attorneys has paid this sheriff office out of the business bank account, but will be reimbursed, will be paid back this money. So this transaction number 14 came out of the business, came out of the business cash payment journal. But this is for, can you see guys, this is for the client. This is for the client. So this, the business will charge the client this 25 Rand. So this 25 Rand, the business has paid on behalf of the client, but the business will get this money back, will invoice the client the 25 Rand that they've paid on their behalf. So number 14 is, transaction number 14 is the business cash payment journal. The client, the SA Attorneys has paid on behalf of the client, which they will charge the client this 25 Rand. And then number 16, charges interest of 410 on the area account of T Zulu. Where would you pay this? Where would you record this? Charges interest of 410. Number 16, Faith is saying general journal. Bali, general journal. Alicia, general journal. Charges interest of 410 on area account of T Zulu. Charges interest 410 on the area account of T Zulu. So the answers are Faith is saying General Journal, Bali General Journal, and Elisha General Journal. So the answer is General Journal, because when you go to page 21, learning unit 4. So when you go to page 21, guys, so it forms part of which point? Can you see? So this is all the transactions that are recorded in your general journal. So transaction number 16 says charges interest of 410 on the area account of T-Zulu. This is true, guys. This is true, but this forms part of general journal. But in this, it forms part of which bullet point? 1, 2. So there's about 7 points here. So this forms a part of which point? So the following are examples of typical transactions entered in the general journal. Number 1, the purchase of consumable goods such as stationery on credit, purchase of fixed assets on credit, sale of fixed assets on credit, transactions whereby the owner takes non-cash items from the business, computer taken for private use, transactions whereby the owner contributes assets other than cash, interest charges to clients' accounts that are in arrears. And then the last point, which is number 7, closing year-end entries and other year-end entries. Well done, guys. It is point number 6. Interest charges to clients' accounts that are in arrears. That is true. Number 16, it is general journal. And it is point number 6. It is point number 6. Number 21, transaction number 21, paid as stationers 464 for the supply of stationery. Which books of first entry would you record transaction number 21? Paid SA stationers 464 for the supply of stationery. In which books of first entry would you record transaction number 21? So number 21, Buddy saying business cash payment journal. Elisha is saying business cash payment journal. Faith cash payment journal. Faith business cash payment journal. Garabo business cash payment journal. And Balesa is saying business cash payment journal. SA attorneys paid as stationers 464 for the supply of stationery, and this will go to your business cash payment journal. This is correct because this is cost of running the business. SA attorneys, this is correct. Number 28, paid office rent for July 3,600. Where would you record this? Transaction number 28, paid the office rent for July 3,600. Faith business cash payment journal. Garabo business cash payment journal. Elisha business cash payment journal. Bali business cash payment journal, and Tepiso business cash payment journal. Well done, guys. this is the cost of running the business. So this is the office rent, which is paid by SA attorneys. So 3,600, it is business cash payment journal. And then paid telephone account received from Telkom SA Limited, 295. Where would you record this? Faith Business Cash Payment Journal. Alicia Business Cash Payment Journal. Bali saying Business Cash Payment Journal. Tepiso Business Cash Payment Journal. Guys, well done. It is Business Cash Payment Journal. Number 31, issued a debit note for 245 to G. Langa in respect of fees for drawing up his will. Transaction 31. Issued a debit note 245 to G. Langa in respect of fees for drawing up his will. Faith Fees Journal, Bali Fees Journal, Alicia Fees Journal, Myla Fees Journal, and Balisa Fees Journal. Well done, guys. Well done. Well done. Well done. This is Fees Journal. Well done. This is Fees Journal. Guys, can you see that you need to read this carefully? So basically this is saying SA attorneys invoiced G. Langa 245. Transaction number 31. And when you look at transaction number 9, it's also saying SA attorneys invoiced D. Western 2,450. So be able to read these transactions. You must be able to read the transactions attentively. I want you, so I think, so I've got another exercise, guys. Want to make sure that you understand recording of subsidiary, recording transactions in the books of first entry. Please use the below transaction to answer 1 to 10 multiple choice questions in which you identify in which books of first entry the below transaction will be recorded. The following transactions took place during the month of March 2020 in the practice of Matilda Hlagadi attorneys. Number 1, paid water and electricity account of Matilda Hlagadi attorneys for 1,000. In which subsidiary journals will transaction number 1 of March 2020 above will be recorded? So your options will be General Journal, Fees Journal, Trust Cash Payment Journal, Business Cash Payment Journal, or none of the above. So transaction number 1, is it A, B, C, D, or E? So Business Cash Payment Journal is D. So everybody, so I can see Tepiso saying D, Faith D, Alicia D, and Karabo is D. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. The answer is D. The answer is D. And then let's look at number 9. Transaction number 9. Received, so Matilda attorneys received 8,000 from J East in respect of registration of the bond, and it is expected that the registration will take place in April. So transaction number 9, the options are A, Trust Cash Receipts Journal, B, General Journal, C, Business Cash Payment Journal, D, Fees Journal, and then E, none of the above. So the options is A, Trust Cash Receipts, B, General Journal, C, Business Cash Payment Journal, D, Fees Journal, and E, none of the above. Well done, guys. It is A. It is A. As Matilda Attorneys received 8,000 for work that is not yet performed. So the answer is A. Yes, well done, guys. Debit fees of 2,450 in respect of the Western divorce case to his account. So number 11, transaction number 11, the options are General Journal, Trust Cash Payment Journal, Petty Cash Journal, Business Cash Payment Journal, none of the above. So is this, will you record transaction number 11, debit fees of 2,450 in respect of the Western divorce case? So the options are General Journal, Trust Cash Payment Journal, Petty Cash Journal, Business Cash Payment Journal, or none of the above. So transaction number 3 is E because the answer is Fees Journal. Well done, guys. It is E because this the client was invoiced. So the answer is Fees Journal. Number 12, paid printing paper from the petty cash for using petty cash money for 300 Rand. Transaction number 12. So the options are Trust Cash Payment Journal, Business Cash Payment Journal, Petty Cash Journal, Fees Journal, or none of the above. So C is Petty Cash Journal. So transaction number 12 is they've paid with petty cash for printing paper, 300 Rand. So for transaction number 12, the options are Trust Cash Payment Journal, Business Cash Payment Journal, Petty Cash Journal, Fees Journal, or none of the above. Most people, Faith, Elisha is saying C. Faith is saying C. Guys, well done. The answer is Petty Cash Journal because the paper, the printing paper was paid using petty cash money. And then number 19, paid the sheriff's office 25 Rand for the delivery of a Simons to Enberry. So number 19, the options are Trust Cash Receipts Journal, Business Cash Receipts Journal, Fees Journal, General Journal, none of the above. So you've got options, Trust Cash Receipts Journal, Business Cash Receipts Journal, Fees Journal, General Journal, or none of the above. So the question is number 9, transaction 19, paid the sheriff's office 25 Rand. So Matilda attorneys paid Sheriff's Office 25 Rand out of the business bank account for the delivery of assignments to N. Perry. So the options is Trust Cash Receipts Journal, Business Cash Receipts Journal, Fees Journal, General Journal, or none of the above. Elisha is saying E, Faith E, and Tepiso E. Well done, guys. The answer is E because this is Business Cash Payment Journal. Transaction number 21 charges interest of 410 on the areas account of T Zulu. Transaction number 21. The options are Business Cash Payment Journal, General Journal, Trust Cash Payment Journal, Fees Journal, none of the above. So transaction number 21 is saying charges interest of 410 on the area account of T Zulu. And the options are for transaction number 21 is Business Cash Payment Journal, General Journal, Trust Cash Payment Journal, Fees Journal, none of the above. So guys, Elisha is saying B, Faith B, Karabo B, and Tepiso B. Yes, guys, well done. The answer is General Journal. And then number 24, transaction 24, issued a debit note of 245 to G. Langa in respect of fees of drawing up his will. So this is money that, this is an Matilda attorneys invoiced G. Langa for drawing up his will. So transaction number 24, the options are Business Cash Receipts Journal, Fees Journal, Trust Cash Payment Journal, General Journal, or none of the above. Faith is saying B. Elisha is saying B. So transaction number 24 is Matilda attorney's invoice 245 in respect of fees for drawing up a will for G. Langa. So transaction number 24, number 7, well done guys, will be B. Yes, Faith correct, Elisha correct, and Sepiso correct. Transaction number 5, paid the telephone account received from Telkom SA for 295. So transaction number 25, the options are PT Cash Journal, Trust Cash Payment Journal, Business Cash Payment Journal, Fees Journal, or none of the above. Alicia is saying C, Faith C, Karabo C, and Tepiso C. Well done, guys. It is business cash payment journal. Transaction number 5. Transaction number 26. Purchased. So Matilda Atonis purchased stationery on credit from Langa stores. Transaction number 26. Purchased. Matilda Atonis purchased stationery on credit from Langa stores. So the options are for transaction number 26 is petty cash journal, general journal, no, petty cash journal, fees journal, general journal, business cash receipts journal, or none of the above. Alicia is saying C, Faith is saying E, and Palesa is saying C. Transaction number 26, purchase. Matilda Atonis purchased stationery on credit from Langa Atonis. And the options are transaction number 26 will be recorded in your petty cash journal, in your fees journal, in your general journal, in your business cash receipts journal, or none of the above. Alicia is saying the answer is C, general journal. Faith is saying none of the above, and Palesa is saying general journal. What are others? What are you saying, guys? Transaction number 26, purchase of stationery on credit from Langa stores. Purchase of stationery on credit from Langa stores. The options are petty cash journal, fees journal, general journal, business cash receipts journal, and none of the above. So Maila is saying C, Pali is saying C, Tepiso is saying E. Tepiso is saying E. So guys, the correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. Why am I saying the answer is C? Can you see in which point does, because this forms of part of general journal, but it forms under which point? Can you just tell me, guys? It forms under which point? So there's point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Point 1 is saying purchase of consumable goods such as stationery on credit. Point number 2, the purchase of fixed assets on credit. Point number 3, the sale of fixed assets on credit. Point number 4, transactions whereby the owner takes non-cash items from the business. Number 5, transactions whereby the owner contributes assets other than cash. Number 6, interest charges to clients' accounts that are in arrears. And the last bullet point is closing year-end entries and other year-end adjustment. Well done, guys. This form part of bullet point number 1. That's why we are saying transactions number 9 is general journal. And then the last transaction, which is transaction number 27. Transaction number 27 is Matilda Tlhagadi takes a business computer for private use. That computer is worth 6,000. Matilda Tlhagadi, which is the attorney for Matilda Tlhagadi Attorneys, takes business computer for private use, 6,000. The options are: in which subsidiary journal will transaction number 27 be recorded? Business cash payment journal, trust cash payment journal, petty cash journal, general journal, or none of the above. Bali is saying A, Faith D, Myla D, and Balisa is saying no, D. Elisha D, Tepiso D. Guys, well done. This is D. It is D because, guys, I don't think it's D. Hey, let's look at it. Matilda Tlhagadi takes a business computer for private use. So let's just look at the, because we said it's general journal. So in which point does it form part of that? In which bullet point? Bullet point number 4. Bullet point number 4. Well done, guys. Eh? Well done. Well done. Well done. I am so impressed, eh? I am so impressed. Well done. So guys, I want to show you this, the accounting cycle. So recording transactions in the books of first entry. This is that. This is point number 3. Can you see? Source documents are recorded in the books of first entry. This is what we're doing now. Learning Unit 4. Source documents being recorded in the books of first entry. Now, I want to go through, guide you on how to generate a trial balance. How do you generate a trial balance? So remember now, I just shown you, let me just, accounting cycle. So can you see that source documents are recorded in the books of first entry in number 3. Then the next point is general ledger is updated. That is point number 4. And then the last step is trial balance is compiled. So can you see that you cannot jump to step number 5 before you've done all the steps? Can you see? You have to do all the steps up until you get to the last step, which is compiling the trial balance. So now I want to show you how to generate a trial balance. So when generating a trial balance, you cannot generate a trial balance before you went through all the accounting cycles from step 1 up until to the last step. Then you'll be able to get to the trial balance. Now, I'm going to show you how to generate a trial balance, but from the point of view of you just how to generate a trial balance when you updated your general ledger, when you are in your step 4. So I'm going to show you how to generate a trial balance when you have updated your general ledger. So this is the step. So basically now when you have updated your general ledger, this is now how you generate your trial balance. So basically, guys, this is a general ledger account. So a business bank, and this is the general ledger account. So it has a balance of 2,000. So the business bank account in the general ledger, account number B1, has a credit balance of 2,000. So in your general ledger, the side the account is, so in this case, it's in the credit side. So the general ledger of business bank has 2,000 Rand and is on the credit side. So you will credit this 2,000 in the trial balance. So let's just look at the business bank. So can you see that in the business bank, you've credited this 2,000 Rand? Because when you have updated your general ledger, the balance that was left after updating this account was 2,000, and which was on the credit side. And when you take this account to your trial balance, you're going to take it as account name, which is business bank. Let's just look. Account name is business bank. What is the account code? Account number is B1. This is B1. And the amount is 2,000, which is credited. And when you take it to the trial balance, it's also credited in your trial balance. And then we're going to look at the VAT control account. The VAT control account, it's account B2, and this account has a debit balance of 260.87. And when you take it to the trial balance, you're going to debit it in the trial balance, because in the general ledger, the account is on the debit side. It's on the debit side in the general ledger. And when you take it to the trial balance, you're gonna take it as it is, as a debit side. So when you take it to the trial balance, you're gonna take account VAT control to the trial balance, VAT control, and what account what account is it? It is account B2. We're gonna put B2 here. And what is the amount on the general ledger? It is 260.87. You put it as 260.87 on the trial balance. And then the last account is printing and stationery. Printing and stationery, so your expenses are normally your nominal accounts. That's why they are called N. And these are B because they are balance sheet accounts. They are balance sheet accounts. So the account printing and stationery with account N1 is debited in the general ledger with 1739.39. And when you take it, the printing and stationery to your trial balance, you're gonna say account in my general ledger, printing and stationery, and the account number is N1 and the amount is 1739.13. You put this into the debit side of the trial balance. And this was just the 3 accounts that you updated in your general ledger. You only updated 3 accounts. And the one thing that you need to notice, especially when you do the trial balance, your trial balance must always balance. Your trial balance must always balance. So the 2,000 on the credit side, the total is 2,000. The debit side has 260.87 and it also has 1739.13. Those two added together, you get to 2,000. So your trial balance must always balance. Your debit side must always equal your credit side. So this is how you generate your trial balance, your individual accounts that's in your general ledger. The closing balance of it will all go to the trial balance. And at the end, your trial balance needs to balance. Your trial balance needs to balance at the end. Now, I want to show you what is a client control account. So in your learning unit 6, they're talking about client control. So I just want to show you what is that the client control, and the client control has individual client accounts. So basically I'm saying client control account balance must always equal individual client accounts, list of accounts. The balance of the client control account is 55,284. And the individual client accounts should all total 55,284. So this is the general ledger account for client control. So basically, the business is being owed 55,285 in total. But you need to know individually how much each client owes the business. So the client, I'm going to repeat that. The client control account is the total of what all the clients owe the business. So the client control account is the total of how much those clients owe the business. And on the client ledger is all the individual clients that owes the business. So basically, what is the summary of this 55,284 is on the client ledger is summarizing all the individual clients. So the 55 is in total, and the client ledger is the individual clients or customers. So P-Lease owes the business 13,253, and this 13,253 253. It's in here. It's in this 55285. D dope 200 owes the business 200, which also forms part of this 55. A Bino owes the business 4,600. O Paco owes the business 11,200. J Taylor, guys, how much does J Taylor owe the business? How much does J Taylor owe the business? Elisha is saying, Faith is saying nil, and Elisha is saying 1482. Garabo is saying nil. Garabo is saying nil. Faith nil. Elisha is saying 1482, and Garabo is saying nil. Is the answer nil or 1482? For J Taylor. Is the answer for J Taylor nil or 1482? Myla is saying nil. Bali is saying nil. Well done, guys. The answer is nil. Why are we saying the answer is nil? The answer is nil because J Taylor had a balance of 1482 owing, and this was written off. This was written off on the credit side, 1482. So at the moment, J Taylor owes nothing to the business. J Taylor owes nothing because the effect is nil. The debit minus credit is 0. Debit side of 1482, credit side of 1482, it is 0. It is 0. And then Q Quince owes the business 3,700. R Rogers owes the business 2,085. G George owes the business 4,397. B Mutuli owes the business 5,300. C Zuma owes the business 1,000. K Naidu owes the business 7,400. J Mocha owes the business 1,700. S Snow owes the business 450. Guys, can you see the list of client balances? This is the list of client balances, and all in all is 55285, equal to the client control account of 55285. So all the individual client balances are here, and they must all equal to the client control account. So the client control is the total of all your client balances, and the client ledger is all the individual client balances. It's all the individual client balances. So I'm gonna show you the other side, which is trust creditors control account. Trade creditors control account balance must always equal individual trade creditors balance or list of trust creditors. The balance of trust creditors control account is 29,400, and the individual trust creditors control account should also be 29,400. So the trust creditors control balance is 29,400. So P. Simon owes the business 2,500. J. Jobert 21,000. So guys, regarding the trust creditors control account, I want you to make note of what I'm gonna tell you now. Please make a note of that, especially this will become clearer when we do the transfer procedure. When we do transfer procedure, I think it's in learning unit 6 or 7. You will have to, so remember earlier when I said to you, when a client transfers money to the attorney's practice and the attorney has not performed the work as yet, that money from the client, the attorney will record that money into the trust cash receipt journal. Are you with me? So I'm saying to you, for example, a client transfers 29,400. This is the example. The client transfers 29,400 into the trust bank account. So the general ledger account would be debit trust bank with 29,400 and credit trust creditors control account with 29,400. Are you with me, guys? So when money is received by an attorney's practice and work is not yet performed, the attorney will debit trust bank with 29,400 and credit trust creditor with 29,400. Why is trust creditor being credited with 29,400? A trust creditor is money that the attorney owes their client. Once the attorney has rendered the service to the client, money is taken out of, so the trust bank will be credited. The trust bank will be debited. Client control account will be credited, and trust creditor will be debited. Are you clear? Are you with me, guys? Are you with me? Are you with me? I'm going to repeat what I just said. If a client transfers money, I'm going to repeat that. Please be attentive. I'm basically now doing even the transfer procedure, guys, to you. I'm just also explaining the transfer procedure. Please be attentive in what I'm saying now. I'm saying to you now that a client or a lot of clients in this scenario that I wanna show you, a lot of clients have transferred in total into the trust bank account 29,400. That is the total of all the clients of the attorney. In total, all those clients have transferred 29,400 in total. So at the present moment, Trust Bank has a debit of 29,400. And a trust creditor control account has a balance of 29,400 credit. So at the present moment, if the attorney has not rendered a service to the client or has even rendered a service, and now this is the balance that is left on the trust bank account, and this is what is left on the trust creditors control account. So basically now on the trust control account, there's 29,400 left. And the trust in the individual trust creditor ledger is saying that P. Simon has 2,500. So that means that P. Simon, who is a client of an attorney, the attorney has not performed the work as yet. The attorney, so if the attorney has not performed the work as yet, the attorney has not invoiced the client as yet. So there is a balance of 2,500 owing to the client, which is P. Simon. J. Jubet, 21,000 is owing to them because they've transferred 21,000 to the attorney, but the attorney has not performed the work as yet. Even P. Simon, the same thing, has transferred 2,500, but the attorney has not performed the work as yet. And then look at A. Britain. A. Britain transferred 51,500. And the attorney has performed work. You can see that there is 45,600 out. What's left is 5,900. That is still left in the client's account. So this is the money that is owed to the client by the attorney because the attorney has not performed, has not rendered the service to the client. And then YMATs, how much does the attorney owe YMATs? Please comment on the chat. Faith is saying 0. Tepiso 0. Karabo 0 and Faith 0. Yes, guys. Yes, Elisha 0. Yes, well done, guys. Well done. For YMATs is nil. So when you look at the list of the trust creditors balance, you can see that P. Simon is owed 2,500 by the attorney because the attorney has not rendered a service yet to P. Simon. J. Jubet is owed 21,000 by the attorney because the attorney has not performed the work as yet on behalf of J. Jubet. A. Britain is owed 5,900. That is the balance that is left in his account. In YMATS, there is 0 owing. So in total, the trust creditors list of trust creditor is 29,400, same as the trust creditors control, which is 29,400. Are you with me, guys? So if a trust creditors control account has a credit balance of 29,400, a trust bank account must have a debit balance of 29,500. So I'm gonna give you another example just for you to understand the transfer procedure. I'm an attorney's firm and Faith is my client. Faith is gonna register a bond in the next few months. Faith has transferred so attorneys received 10,000 from Faith, which is a client, for a bond registration in the upcoming months. So this has not taken place as yet. So if now this has not taken place as yet, I'm gonna debit Trust Bank with 10,000 and I'm gonna credit Trust Creditor with 10,000. Can you see, guys, that especially when you as an attorney received money for work that is not yet money received by the attorney for work not yet performed, the attorney will debit the trust bank with 10,000 and credit trust creditor Faith with 10,000. Can you see, guys, what happens when, especially the entry? This is the entry, and this will be recorded. This entry here will be recorded in your trust. The entry will be recorded in the trust cash receipts journal. This will be recorded in the trust cash receipt journal. It will look like this. Can you see? So it will be Faith trust creditor and then 10,000 here and 10,000 here. Can you see there at the bottom, trust creditor? When you go to your general ledger, your trust creditors control will be credited with this, and your trust bank will be debited with this. So basically, this means that the attorney has received money, which is in total 11,100 for work not yet performed. This is how it will be recorded in your trust cash receipt journal.